Hey everybody, I'm KMO. I have another YouTube channel called Out of My Head. I would encourage you to check that out, but you may not be interested in the content. If not, that's fine. That's why I've started this new channel. This is strictly for my testosterone replacement therapy journey. So it's KMO on TRT. That's me, KMO. You surely know what TRT is if you're watching this video. So, I am 52 years old. I had been thinking about getting on TRT for a few years, and I didn't up to this point because, one, I'm just a little bit intimidated by the whole needle thing, and also, it just seems like the later you start, the better. Maybe you disagree, but, I've talked to people who started in their 30s, and that seems insane to me. I'm 52. 8 years ago, 2012, I had a vasectomy. Now, when you read... If you're thinking about getting a vasectomy and you start reading up on it, every source that you consult is going to assure you that it will not decrease your libido. My libido died after I got a vasectomy. It didn't die immediately, but the drop-off was immediate. And then over the next 2 to 3 years, it just dried up. So... I don't know what to say about that. I watched another video about TRT before I started taking this. It was a year or so ago. And it was a woman hosting the video, and she wanted to point out and really emphasize that loss of libido isn't necessarily a bad thing. And she brought up this example of a guy who said that, it's as if his whole life he had been handcuffed to a maniac. And, once his libido went away, it's like he was free. And there's a platonic dialogue. I forget which one or which characters, but, basically there's an old man and there's some younger men saying, oh, you poor old guy. And the old guy says, oh, no, you're the ones who need sympathy. I can think now. Before, when I was younger, all I could think about was sex, and now I can think about philosophy. Well, I have to say, I studied philosophy when I was a young, horny dude, and I was pretty good at it, academically. I don't much care for philosophy now, even though the libido's gone. It's not an appeal to me. So, anyway, I guess we should start with I'm 52, weighed in at 225 pounds this morning, which is up 10 pounds since the beginning of the COVID-19 lockdown. Today is June 12th, 2020. We've been in lockdown for like 3 months. I haven't been to the gym in 3 months. And as soon as the lockdown started, I went a little diet crazy and suddenly decided that frozen pizza was okay 5 days a week. So I ate a bunch of frozen pizza in a short period and gained 10 pounds. So now I'm at a point where I either have to lose a lot of weight fast or I have to buy new clothes, but my pants don't fit. It's a bad situation to be in. So I am a pretty physically active person. When I lived in New York City, I did work study at a yoga studio. I did, at least 4 classes a week. Since I've been here in Bellows Falls, Vermont, a very small town, it's a village actually in rural southern Vermont, I live in the same parking lot as my gym. It's very easy for me to go to the gym. I was going to the gym pretty regularly for the last 2 or 3 years. Haven't been in 3 months. Not once. I mean, it just opened a couple days ago. It's been closed, for COVID-19. I guess we're in symptoms. Low libido. Another symptom that is associated with low testosterone in aging men is irritability, anger issues, and I get surprisingly angry at people for things that really wouldn't have bothered me so much like 5 or 10 years ago. I fit that profile. Irritable, easily angered, libido gone, and I've been a very physical person my whole life, and I just feel very divorced from my physicality right now. I feel like I have this abstract connection, like I have my mind, my brain, my intellect, my interests, and then there's this thin little pipeline, where signals go back and forth between all that and the body. And I really want to be in my body again. Also, I've mentioned I'm a cartoonist and a podcaster. That's how I make my living. I want to do more than I'm doing. But if I've completed an assignment and there's no other deadline pressing, like I've had these side projects I would really like to work on. I've been meaning to work on them for a long time, and I just don't. And as a younger man, I remember, before I got paid to write and draw. I would do it, for my own enjoyment and, for my own, just to express my creativity. And I did a lot more of it then than I do now when I get paid for it. That ain't good. So I want the ambition. I want the physicality back. I'm single. I've been single for a couple years now. When I was younger, in the time when I didn't have a girlfriend and I wasn't married, the fact that I didn't have a girlfriend was like priority number one in my life was fix that. Fix that and then worry about other stuff. Now I have no interest in fixing that. I really want to get a dog. I can't have a dog in the place where I live. I have a cat right now. She's 15. I figure I'll wait till she passes on before I get a dog. I was just about to move to Puerto Rico when this whole thing happened. When COVID-19 hit and the lockdowns came, and it's just not in the cards right now. But I wanted to move because I work at home. All of my work I do at home. Even before the COVID-19 lockdown, I was living the life of the socially distanced person. I just didn't see that many people in the flesh. And I crave that. So, for what I pay to live here in rural Vermont, the same amount of money will get me an apartment in San Juan, where I will be in a city, and I'll have enough to also rent a space at a co-working space. That's not all, TRT related, but that's just, where I am. So why haven't I done it before now? 3 things. It just seems like I should wait. Before, when I started thinking about it, I was in my late 40s. Now I'm in my early 50s. It seems like a good time to start. The expense. I'm self-employed. I don't have any health insurance through an employer. I make too much to qualify for Medicaid. I don't make enough to easily be able to afford, a plan I would purchase on my own. Now I'm doing a little bit better. I can afford the TRT. And finally, needles. I don't like them. Before today, I had never given myself a shot. And I still have never stuck a needle in a vein. I can't imagine. When I go to the doctor, I like to think I'm, calm and stoic about it, but I don't look forward to the needle in the vein part of the whole doctor's visit. So, as I mentioned, weighed in at 225 today. That's up 10 pounds from 3 months ago. And 3 months ago, I was up like 7 or 8 pounds from the weight where I had been stable for a long time. I'd been at, 207 for a couple of years. Thereabouts, a few pounds above or below. Now I'm at 225. Weight loss is not my primary objective with getting on TRT. I mean, the weight gain is quite recent, and I've been thinking about TRT for other reasons for a long period. But I'm hoping, that I slim down, or that the TRT helps slim down. Getting back into the gym will certainly help. So, on that note, I have done no exercise today. I haven't lifted any weights. Muscles aren't pumped up. This is just me, baseline. So I'm told this is how you're supposed to do it. Here, I'll stand up on the tippy toes so you can get the belly. Just letting it hang. There we are. Now, if I want to, get that nice shape back, but, got a little twinge in my back when I did that. That's where I am. If you go watch my other channel, you will not see me in tight tank tops, and you certainly won't see me shirtless in my other videos. But, we're all about the physicality here. So this is going to be my journey, what happens to me. So I gave myself 2 injections today. I was feeling anxious about it. Also, all these different bottles and different syringes and different needles, like, I had to mix up this other compound. I forget what it's called. I'll put it on screen here. It's the stuff that keeps your testicles from shrinking up, just shriveling away and stopping their endogenous testosterone production. And, there's one needle, or like one syringe with one needle to draw up this liquid that I have to put into this other bottle. And, there's one needle for drawing the hormone, the testosterone up into the syringe. And then you have to change needles. And anyway, I was kind of intimidated by all that. As I say, I got my package, and this is from Royal Medical Center. Got the package a couple days ago, and I just today started. But when I got the package, or before I got the package, when I first contacted them, and I had contacted them a couple of years ago, and got their, introductory offer, and then I just didn't act on it. And every couple of months, they send me a text or an email or something following up, and eventually I just said sure. So I arranged to get a physical and some blood work. When I got the blood work, my serum testosterone level was 480, which is it's not so low that, a normal doctor would say, oh, there's your problem. Let's start by boosting your testosterone. I'm told that for 52 years old, 480 is a completely respectable level. It's, good for your age. So when I talked to the doctor at Royal Medical Center, I mentioned that. It's like, my testosterone's not low. He's like, yeah, it's not clinically, it is not, pathologically low, but we're not here to get you normal. We're here to get you optimized. We want an optimal testosterone level for you. And they're talking about, a score of 800. That's what they're shooting for. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. I almost said, what, forget it. I'm not interested. If I'm in the normal range, if I'm not low, then that's probably not what my issue is. Of course, Royal Medical Center, that's all they do is provide testosterone. I do have a prescription for all this stuff, but I've never seen the doctor that prescribed it. Their job is to sell TRT. And it is my job to resist those sales practices, those high pressure tactics, and to use my judgment. So, I'm not blaming anybody. I'm starting on this journey by choice, and it is my fully informed decision. So, the injections, I forget what it's called, but the stuff to keep your nuts from shrinking up into little raisins, that is a subcutaneous injection. It's a short needle. It goes just below the skin. And, you depress the plunger and in goes the liquid. The hormone, the testosterone, is an intramuscular injection. That is a longer needle. It's a still very thin needle. And with both of them, I did one in my right leg and one in my left leg up in the hip pocket area. Neither one of them hurt. The subcutaneous injection, the liquid went in very quickly and easily. With the intramuscular injection, it was a much slower process of just, plunging the syringe, and pumping the liquid down into the muscle. It took several seconds, like maybe 20 seconds, to get the liquid down in there. But again, it took a long time. It didn't hurt. So the needle thing was a hurdle going in. I think I've cleared that hurdle. I'm not bothered by that. The experience was nothing to fear. It left no scars, physical or psychological. So that was an issue for me. It's not an issue now. All right, so this is not going to be a high-volume channel. I will, post updates from time to time. If you have questions, please post them, and I will answer questions. I won't necessarily answer every question, because if people are asking the same questions over and over again, I'm not going to answer the same question over and over again. But, if I'm seeing a new question, I will certainly make a video and answer it. If you disapprove of testosterone replacement therapy, I don't care. And I don't care to hear about it. So, post your comments if you like, but if they're negative, I'm going to delete them. So save yourself the effort. Why? Why do you want to, you don't know me. Why do you want to throw your opinion at me? I've made my decision. This is the documentation of my journey. This is KMO on TRT. All right. I'm out. I'll talk to you again soon.